everyone. Do you all like sports? So those who like sports, you all must have definitely heard about a word called as electrolyte. So what does that electrolyte exactly mean? Let us understand this with one simple example. Consider that there are two containers. In one of the container, we have a mixture of common salt and water. So simply take a common salt and dissolve it into water. We can also call it as salt solution. And in another container, we will take sugar. Let us assume that we take glucose and dissolve it into water. Now, if we try to pass electricity from both these solutions, the salt solution and the sugar solution, which of the two will conduct electricity? सबने 3 idiots तो देखा रहेगा. So we all know that salt solution is a good conductor of electricity. So this solution, salt solution, will allow the electricity to pass through it, but this glucose solution will not allow the electricity to pass through it. So what is the reason that this salt solution conducts electricity? So let us take common salt as example. This common salt, when dissolved in water, okay, whenever something is dissolved in water, we call that as aqueous solution. So when this common salt is either dissolved in water or if it is melted, it will form ions Na plus and Cl minus. If this NaCl is in the solid state, then it will not form Na plus and Cl minus. It will form ions only when NaCl is in the molten state or if NaCl is dissolved in water. Let us write it as aqueous, that means it is dissolved in water. So now the electricity is conducted due to presence of the ions over here. So such a solution which allows the passage of electricity, and it also, when dissolved in water or in molten state, it forms ions. So such kind of substances are called as electrolytes. And such kind of solutions, if you look at glucose, the formula of glucose is C6H12O6. So in glucose there are no ions present, so there is no formation of ions, so therefore there is no conduction of electricity. So such kind of solutions which do not form ion or which do not allow the passage of electricity are called as non-electrolytes. Electrolytes. In this chapter we are going to mainly study about electrolytes. So these electrolytes are further classified into two categories. Depending upon the extent of ionization or extent of dissociation, electrolytes are of two types, the strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes. So the strong electrolytes are electrolytes which dissociate or they ionize completely. And weak electrolytes will ionize partially or dissociate partially. So what does this exactly mean? Let us take one simple example and understand what is complete dissociation and what is partial dissociation. So let me take the example of NaCl only. NaCl when dissolved in water. So I am writing it as aqueous. It will form Na plus and Cl minus. In water. So now what does complete dissociation mean is the number of molecules present as NaCl, all the molecules present as NaCl will form ions Na plus and Cl minus. So let us assume that there are say 100 molecules of NaCl. Okay. Now there cannot be 100 molecules of NaCl. We are taking this number only for the purpose of understanding. So if there are 100 molecules of NaCl, after dissolving it into water, there will be 100 ions of Na plus and 100 ions of Cl minus. So you can understand it like this. If this chalk is some molecule and if it splits, it ionizes into two parts. So I have to break the chalk like this. So if I break the chalk, from one chalk I get two ions. One is say Na plus and one is Cl minus. Initially it was NaCl like this. After breaking of the chalk, there are two ions. One ion is Na plus, second ion is Cl minus. So from 100 molecules of NaCl, you will get 100 ions of Na plus and you will get 100 ions of Cl minus. But in case of weak electrolyte, so let us take the example of acetic acid CH3COOH. This acetic acid, when dissolved into water, it is going to split into CH3COO minus and H plus, but if there are say 100 molecules of CH3COOH, after dissolving it into water, when the solution turns into aqueous solution, out of 100, only 5 molecules will ionize. Let us say that out of 100, only 5 molecules will ionize. So 95 will remain as it is if there are 100 molecules, out of which 5 molecules are forming ions. But remaining 95 are as it is over here. So 95 are left as it is, and from the 5 which are ionizing, we get 5 CH3COO minus ions and 5 H plus ions. So here the dissociation is not complete. Out of the molecules that we have, all the molecules are not forming ions. All the molecules are not dissociating or they are not ionizing. So therefore we say that such kind of dissociation is a partial dissociation, and the molecules which dissociate partially are called as weak electrolytes. Now you must have observed one more difference over here. very important to note that whenever we are showing dissociation or ionization of a strong electrolyte, we always make irreversible arrow, because जितना भी reactant है, फिर जितना भी molecule है, वो सारा का सारा dissociate हो जाएगा या फिर ionize हो जाएगा. 100% dissociation will take place. But here 100% dissociation will not take place. The dissociation is partial. That means in our aqueous solution we have these unionized. Unionized means जो molecules का ionization नहीं हुआ. So at the end there are 95 unionized molecules जिसका ionization हुआ ही नहीं, and 5 ionized ions, 5 CH3CO minus ions and 5 H plus ion. So this looks like more of equilibrium condition, because we have learned equilibrium में क्या होता है, when equilibrium is achieved at that condition both the reactants and products are present. Okay, पूरा का पूरा reactant कभी भी product में convert नहीं होता, the reaction never goes to completion, and at equilibrium the reactant as well as products are present. So this looks like equilibrium where unionized ions are also present, say 95 unionized molecules are present, and 5 ions are also present. So this equilibrium between unionized molecule, मतलब जिसका ionization नहीं हुआ वैसा molecule, and its ions, it's called as ionic equilibrium. Now, who all belongs to the category of strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes? All the strong acids, strong bases and many salts belong to the category of strong electrolyte. स्ट्रॉन्ग एसिड्स मतलब ऐसे वाले एसिड्स जो कंप्लीटली आयोनाइज होते हैं. स्ट्रॉन्ग बेसिस मतलब ऐसे वाले बेसिस जो कंप्लीटली आयोनाइज होते हैं. सिमिलरली सॉल्ट्स मतलब ऐसे वाले सॉल्ट्स जो कंप्लीटली आयोनाइज होते हैं. वी क्लासिफाई देम, वी कॉल देम एज स्ट्रॉन्ग इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स. Now, what are weak electrolytes? All the weak acids, weak bases, and very few salts are weak electrolytes. Examples of strong acids, strong bases, weak acids and weak bases. Now let us understand this. Let us understand one more concept called as degree of dissociation. By taking some simple examples of strong electrolytes and weak electrolytes. So in case of strong electrolytes, let us take the example of HCl. So HCl in aqueous medium will ionize into H plus and Cl minus. So, or in other words, we can say it will form two ions, H plus and Cl minus. Here we are dissociated into H plus and Cl minus. So assume that initially before ionization, of course ionization will take place. This concept is only for the understanding the degree of dissociation. So let us assume that initially there are 100 molecules of HCl and there is no H plus and Cl minus. But after dissociation, you know that all the molecules of HCl will form H plus and Cl minus. So एक HCl के molecule से एक H plus मिलेगा और एक Cl minus मिलेगा. So 100 HCl के molecule से 100 H plus and 100 Cl minus मिलेगा because it is a strong electrolyte. All the molecules are going to dissociate. So unionized तो कुछ भी नहीं बचेगा. ऐसा HCl के unionized form में कुछ भी नहीं बचेगा. So I am writing 0, 100 and 100 because एक HCl के molecule से एक H plus और एक Cl minus मिलता है and complete dissociation भी होता है. But now if we go to the category of weak electrolytes, let us take the example of acetic acid. Here I have made a reversible arrow because the dissociation is partial dissociation. So let us assume that at the beginning acetic acid molecules are 100 molecules, but after dissociation all the molecules will not dissociate. Out of 100, only 5 molecules will form ions. They will form CH3. One molecule of CH3COOH will form one CH3CO minus and one H plus. But ऐसे सारे के सारे 100 molecules तो ions form नहीं कर रहे. Out of 100, let us assume that only 5 molecules are forming the ions. So 5 molecule जो ionize होते हैं, उससे we get 5 CH3CO minus ions and we get 5 H plus ions. But वो 100 में से 5 तो ionize हो गए. अभी कितना बचा? This 95 will remain unionized over here. They will not form ions in the aqueous solution. Now this dissociation, this extent of dissociation is measured by a formula called as degree of dissociation, denoted by letter alpha. Now the formula for degree of dissociation is number of ions, number of molecules that have formed ions divided by total number of molecules which were present initially. So now how many molecules have formed ions over here? 100 पहले था और 100 में से सारा का सारा ने ions form कर लिया. So in the numerator we have 100 divided by initially कितना present था? 100 present था और सारा का सारा ionized भी हो गया. So we have 100 upon 100 which is equal to 1. If you want to calculate percentage degree of dissociation, we have to multiply this by 100. This same formula has to be multiplied by 100. So 100 divided by 100 multiplied by 100 is equal to 100%. So therefore we say that in case of strong electrolytes there is 100% dissociation possible, or we can say complete dissociation possible. Now let us go to the weak electrolytes and calculate the value of alpha. Initially कितना present था? 100 present था. उसमें से कितना ionize हो गया? 100 में से 5 ionize हो गया. So the numerator is going to be 5 because number of molecules ionized or number of molecules dissociated are 5. Divided by initially कितना molecules present था? 100 molecules. So divided by 100. So the value of alpha is very small, 0.05. Then if you want to alpha. We will multiply this by 100. So say 5 upon 100. Five upon 100 into 100 is equal to 5%. So in this case, the degree of dissociation is very small, approximately around 5%. Now these are not the real values. These values are only to make you understand the concept and see the difference between two. In case of strong electrolytes, the degree of dissociation is 100%. But in case of weak electrolytes, the degree of dissociation is very small. It is even smaller. It can be even smaller than 5%. Now, what you need to remember is degree of dissociation. Strong electrolyte के लिए बात करने का ज़्यादा कुछ मतलब है क्या? नहीं है, because it is always going to be 100%. उसका complete dissociation ही होता है. So अल्फा का वैल्यू 100% ही होता है. तो इसीलिए degree of dissociation स्ट्रॉन्ग इलेक्ट्रोलाइट के लिए कैलकुलेट करने का या फिर उसके लिए स्टडी करने का कोई मतलब ही नहीं बनता. बट मैंने ये दिखा दिया, आई showed it to you all only to make you understand the difference between the strong and the weak electrolyte. बट मेनली उसका यूज कहाँ पे होगा? वीक इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स के लिए, टू अंडरस्टैंड कौन सा इलेक्ट्रोलाइट कितना ज्यादा डिसोसिएट या फिर आयोनाइज होता है, उसका एक्सटेंट कितना है. Now let us summarize the concept of degree of dissociation in terms of formula. So alpha can be written as number of moles dissociated at equilibrium or ionized at equilibrium. Number of moles dissociated or ionized. At equilibrium divided by total number of moles which were present initially before the dissociation. So total number of moles of electrolyte present initially. If you want to calculate the percentage, the formula is going to be as usual this alpha multiplied by 100. So percentage dissociation is alpha multiplied by 100%. Now if you want to find out the concentration of cation or anion formed in ionization or dissociation, it can also be given by the formula concentration of cation or anion is equal to alpha multiplied by C, where C is the molar concentration of electrolyte So if you multiply molar concentration of electrolyte by degree of dissociation, you will get the concentration of cations or anion produced. Thank you so much for watching.